Australia 179. Head 59. Short 41. Inglis 37. Livingstone 3-22. Beat England 151. Livingstone 37. Abbott 3-28. By 28 runs. England's new era started with a familiar result. A second heavy defeat to Australia in 3 months. After a 36-run loss at Barbados Kensington Oval in June's T20 World Cup. The margin was only 8 runs smaller over 4,000 miles away at Hampshire's Utilita Bowl. With Travis Head's powerplay blitz setting up Australia's win. An England side with an interim captain and coach, Salt and Marcus Trescothick respectively, gave off an air of impermanence, quickly slipping to 52 for 4 in pursuit of 180. Livingstone and Sam Curran, both dropped from next week's ODI squad, added 54 for the 5th wicket, but the innings fell away in the chill, sent in after a rain shower which delayed the toss. Australia failed to capitalise on their flying start, losing all 10 wickets for 93 runs after reaching 86 for 0 with 1 ball remaining of the powerplay. Head and Matt Short hit 15 of the first 35 balls for either 4 or 6. With Head scoring only slightly slower than during his remarkable 80 off 25 against Scotland a week ago. England's bowlers fought back once the field spread, with their 2 leg spinners, Livingstone and Adil Rashid, returning combined figures of 4 for 45 from 7 overs. Regular wickets through the second half of the innings meant Australia were bowled out with 3 balls unused, not that it proved costly. With Josh Hazlewood and Adam Zampa proving a cut above Travis's head start, conditions could hardly have been more different from the side's last meeting. With temperatures at least 20 degrees cooler than in Barbados on this bitter mid-September evening. Yet for England's bowlers, the 2 power plays felt remarkably similar. Australia's early onslaught brought Will Jacks and Mark Wood's 22-run overs in Bridgetown to mind. Short, who missed the Scotland series on paternity leave, replaced Jake Fraser McGurk at the top of the order and pitched a strong case to be David Warner's long-term replacement. They could hardly be more different in stature, but Short proved just as imposing, flicking Reece Topley over square leg for consecutive 6s in the second over. And Head soon took over, making the sort of lightning-fast start that has become his trademark in his second coming as a T20 player. After thrashing Jofra Archer for 3 fours in 4 balls, Head successfully overturned a caught-behind decision off Saqib Mahmood. It seemed to prompt a realization of his impermanence. With Curran bearing the brunt, Curran conceded a boundary off each of his first 6 balls. With half of those clearing the rope, Head was a step ahead, predicting where each ball would pitch. Whether they were short or full, straight or wide, they disappeared to the rope. After losing his place in England's ODI squad, this was not how Curran would have wanted to start the T20I leg. Head pulled Mahmood to 6 to reach a 19-ball 50, the 7th time he had brought up his half-century inside the powerplay this year alone. He fell to the final ball of the powerplay for 59, holing out to deep backward square leg. But Australia's 6-over total of 86 for 1 was the 3rd highest in their T20I history. Leg spin to win. Salt backed his spinners to put the brakes on through the middle and was vindicated straightaway. When Rashid's leg break knocked back Mitchell Marsh's off stump, Josh Inglis kept things moving in his 37 from number 4, punishing Jacob Bethel when he dropped short. But Livingstone, the 7th bowler Salt used, proved the standout. He had Short well caught by Curran at deep backward square leg, then struck twice in 2 balls. Marcus Stoinis crunched Livingstone back over his head for 6 but was trapped LBW on the reverse sweep, and Tim David was smashed on the front pad while sweeping his first ball to leave Australia 132 for 5 in the 13th over. Curran recovered from his early struggles to bowl a reverse scooping Inglis, before Archer and Mahmood rearranged the lower order's stumps with a series of Yorkers and low full tosses at the death. Temperatures dropped to single figures during the run chase, and England's batters could only rarely warm the 15,011-strong crowd by prompting the pyrotechnics that greeted every boundary. Hazlewood, returning after a calf complaint, struck in his first over to have Jacks caught at long leg, and England struggled to keep the required rate in check. A superb outfield catch from David, running back from mid-on to deep mid-wicket and diving at full stretch, accounted for Jordan Cox on international debut, when Salt picked out short at deep square leg off the final ball of the power play. England were in trouble, and it got even deeper. Bethell misjudged the length of Zampa's leg break to chop onto his stumps. Livingstone, promoted to number 4 from his usual finishing role, took Stoinis for 17 in an over to give England a glimmer, but when he and Curran fell within 4 balls of one another, the game was done. The only blemish for Australia came in the form of an apparent side strain for Xavier Bartlett. Cameron Green had to complete his 4th over, and later took an extraordinary diving catch running back from mid-off to remove Rashid.